Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be testing FSD 14.3.2 on the latest software update, and we're going to be trying some navigation without the online routing. So what you do is you go into the menu, you go to navigation and online routing, you turn that off. So we're going to see if this helps us with the navigation to do better routing to these different locations. On this route, we've done it a few times. It usually goes the most the most difficult way to go, which is not necessarily wrong, but it is a way that I would prefer not to go. So I would prefer to go the easier route, mainly because usually the easier route is actually quicker, because you don't have to wait to cross the roads and that sort of thing. So hopefully it will try to do easier routing with this online routing disabled. I don't think it's going to make much difference, but I figured it was worth a try. Plus, I just wanted to see if it did a better job with this latest software update of 2026.2.9.10, because we did actually the other day take it out, and it did seem to have improved navigation on a different route that we often try it out on. It got to all those destinations pretty well and didn't do any of the weird things that it did previously, like park at the wrong location, or especially with Target, it would actually park in the back of the Target parking lot, so you couldn't actually get there from the back. I mean, you can walk around the whole building, but that would not be where you'd want to park your car. It's more like employee parking and that sort of thing. So we are going to see how it does here. I don't expect it to have any problems here in the neighborhood, although it does get a little bit jittery still on 14.3.2 around pedestrians and dogs and that sort of thing. So we'll be on the lookout for anything like that. All right, so that was good. It definitely gave that person ample space. Sometimes it seems like FSD is a little bit more aggressive about going around the cars, not really waiting its turn. But if the cars are parked on our side of the street, definitely we should be giving the other car the right away with ample space. So like if they have to slow down at all, for us, I would say that's a little bit rude, because again, cars parked on our side of the street means they have the right of way, not us. So it did that well today. All right, so we are coming up here on a unprotected left turn here. So I mean, this is one of those situations where I would probably try to go to a light or something. There was an option to go to a light where we could turn left, but instead we're going to be turning left here with just the stop sign across. There is like a median area that we could actually stop in, although I hardly ever see FSD stop in the median anymore. But we have to go across these 2 lanes plus a turn lane, and then on the other side there's 2 lanes, so a decent amount of traffic to contend with here. And actually, after this car, looks like we've got a good shot at it. Okay, so that's fine. I definitely don't have a problem with it taking this route, and I would sometimes maybe go the other way, just if I just felt like it was going to be really trafficy or something like that. But as long as it's like that and there's not too many cars, then it's pretty easy and it's not, not too bad. So I don't fault it for that at all, and it definitely did a good job picking the right location. But I haven't seen it use the turn lane or the the median there to actually get to merge into the lane on a left turn in a long time. So I almost don't feel like it does that anymore, or if it does, it just really hesitates to do so. All right, so first destination here is Duncan. We're supposed to be parking in the parking lots. This is technically right in front of the salon, but Duncan is right over there. So good enough. Pretty good parking job as well. All right, so we'll go ahead and continue on to the next one. The next destination here. Okay, we have a truck. Wow, I don't know. It didn't. It kind of like hesitated a little bit when it saw the truck coming, but then I don't know if it just saw that the truck was going to park or what, because I was actually surprised. Now, here's a good situation where I would definitely say I would not try to go straight across here. So we got to go across 5 lanes, 2 lanes from the left, a turn lane, and 2 lanes from the right, and negotiate with cars that are going to be turning left here. So I definitely would call this a bad navigational decision, because we could easily just turn right and then turn left into the shopping center and get to the same location with hardly any trouble. But it gets lucky again and the traffic cleared. But I've seen a lot of situations like that where there's somebody turning left, or there's somebody that's coming out from where we're going, and it has to wait and wait and wait. And if it just took the easier way, turning right and then turning left into the shopping center, we'd have a little bit more driving around this parking lot, but it would be super easy to get across and would probably be quicker. All right, so this is a good parking job. We are farther away than usual, but no problems with that. So I would call that a good job. Now, for this situation, we are going to have an opportunity to either go up to this light and turn left, or we're just going to go and try to turn left again onto that street across 2 lanes and a turn lane. So see what it does. I actually think this is a better navigation route here. It looks like it's going to take us across the front of this shopping center, and it is going to go to that light. So that would be good for our next destination. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just the improvements with this latest software update, on FSD 14.3.2, or if it's the offline routing. So definitely something to keep in mind if you've had trouble with navigation, is turning off that online routing. Maybe it has more of an effect now. I've tried it in the past and didn't seem to have much of an effect. So I'm kind of surprised that it does seem to be doing the easier navigation situation here. I mean, it just went straight across the road there, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, obviously there's an easier way to do a lot of these things. And this is the first time I've ever seen it take this route, which is actually easier, to just turn right here, and then we can go to this light and turn left. So that's obviously way easier than just turning left across all those lanes without any light. And immediately have a gap, so that's good. And it did a very good job parking both those locations. So far, 2 for 2. Never really has a problem with parking at O'Reilly. What it does always try to do is go straight across here when it is obviously much more difficult to go across there than to just turn right again and then turn left at the light. So there's just easier ways to go that I wish you could give it a preference of what you wanted it to do. All right, so perfect parking job again. Let's see what it does. It does say on the map that it's just going to go straight across the street here to our next destination. Again, that's not wrong, but definitely not the preferred route, because I do think it will take longer, unless by chance it gets lucky and there's no cars. But here's this Bronco straight across from us, and he's been trying to turn left for a while now. I don't know what the car behind him is going to do, but that means we got to wait for him to turn first, and then we got to wait for all the lanes to clear. So, but right now I could just turn right. I could just turn right here. Wouldn't have to. I don't know what this guy. I think he overshot the turn, because I don't know if they can actually turn left at this point. They might hit the curb. Might be interesting to see what they do here. Ooh, he barely made it. Wow. Okay, that was close. He made it though. I guess he knew he had the turning radius to do it. But yeah, Bronco finally got to go. Next car is turning right, so that helps. Next car is turning right. That helps as well. What is the next car going to do? They are signaling that they're going to turn left. We're taking our turn. Okay. Hey, it did it very safely. It did it well. But I do think we probably wasted, a minute or so there, where we could have just taken a right immediately and then turned left into the shopping center. But no problem. Uh-oh. And here is the first real navigation snafu. So why would we park behind the building? There would be no reason to park behind the building. No. We should have just parked in front of the building. Interesting. Oh, this is unfortunate. I wonder if it's just going to try to park here. Yeah, it's going to park here in the back. Like, we're just parking by. This is like employee, like they have benches and stuff out here. Well, okay. I mean, I guess. All right, let's just go ahead and continue on to the next thing. That is a fail though, navigationally. So actually, I'm going to say navigation error there. Just go ahead and disengage it, just because this is, I mean, obviously we don't want to be at we don't want to be in the back of this shopping center. You can't get into the business from here, so that makes zero sense. Oh, fellow Tesla. They're driving around in the back here. Maybe they have an actual reason to be here. All right, here's this curb that we drove off before. It didn't see it from the other direction, and we just drove right off of it. Looks like from this angle, it actually sees the curb, which is good, because I would definitely disengage before running over a curb. Driving off a curb, I did not notice that. So that was unfortunate. We'll have to do some more testing on that, actually, because I do want to see if it can see it from the other direction in this car with the front bumper camera, because the other car did not have that. So, I mean, we parked in the back of that shopping center, which would not have gotten me to the location I wanted to be. So, I mean, I guess it makes sense to go ahead and continue to drive around the back of that parking, around the back of the shopping center, but still not preferred. Definitely would prefer to be in the front, just because you don't know if you're going to run, there might be dumpsters blocking something, or truck parking there, whatever. I mean, there's all number of things. Or trash, things I could run over that would be bad. So any number of things could have been bad about going behind a shopping center. So I would normally not want it to do that. So, hey, but we actually parked at Red Roof Inn. So it actually got this on the first try. So it did get all of the parking and navigation was good, with the exception of that last place we didn't actually park where I would prefer to park. And that, I guess, was a navigation issue. That's why I reported it as navigation. So I don't know. Maybe the online routing disable actually helps, or maybe it doesn't. I'm not really sure at this point. But it's something to keep in mind for when you might be having troubles with your navigation on your Tesla. So give it a shot if you need to. Of course, what that will end up doing, though, is if you go into navigation and you have the online routing off, that means it's basically not going to look at the traffic conditions and reroute you based on time. So, you definitely want to keep that in mind if you want it to actually respond to the traffic conditions to get a quicker route. Then you would want to have this on, of course. So that's it for this one. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.